Hi, my name is Shvonda Jackson. I am a nursing student from Indiana State University, and I will be doing a presentation on environmental health risks post-disaster regarding Hurricane Harvey. Learning objectives. Discuss the environmental impact on population at risk post-natural disaster. Discuss the environmental hazards and risks associated with a disaster. Identify the emotional and physical stressors associated with surviving a disaster. Explain the impact a disaster has on air, water, and food quality as it relates to health. Discuss preventative measures to protect against environmental hazards. Identify symptoms associated with carbon monoxide poisoning. Explain the need to have an effective disaster plan for future natural disasters. There will be a pre and post test with this presentation. If you can take the pre-test before continuing on, then take the post test after you have finished the presentation. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Population at risk. August 25, 2017. Hurricane Harvey is a natural disaster that had a catastrophic impact on the city of Houston. Population at risk is Blacks, Hispanics, low-income citizens, and poverty-stricken communities. Harris County is the third largest county in the U.S. by population according to the U.S. Census Bureau for 2016. Harris County, Texas received over 40 inches of rain total in 4 days. 25% of Harris County lies within the 100-year floodplain according to Harris County in 2007. Environmental health hazards. Air quality. The damage to chemical plants and the abrupt reopening of the refineries attributed to a release in excess of 1 million pounds of hazardous chemicals into the air. Health risks include cancer, asthma, respiratory diseases, and organ damage. Environmental hazards in regards to water quality. The flood waters were consumed with raw sewage from water treatment plants, along with chemicals that have been released from the refineries. The health risks involved with water are waterborne illnesses such as cholera, typhoid, dysentery, and hepatitis A. Environmental health risks regarding food quality. Food that has been unrefrigerated for longer than 4 hours will grow bacteria. If you cook food that is contaminated water is used, it can also cause health risks like food poisoning, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting. Storm debris that has set for an amount of time after being waterlogged has the ability to build up bacteria along with mold accumulation, which can cause health risks of respiratory illnesses. Preventing carbon monoxide poisoning. The symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning are headache, confusion, fatigue, seizures, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, loss of consciousness. Generator safety is of most importance, especially to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. The generator should never be ran in a closed area. Only should be used in a well-ventilated space, preferably outside, and the generator should be at least 20 feet away from your home. Mental distress post-disaster. The emotional stressors include anxiety, fear, guilt, disconnect, irrational behavior. These are associated with surviving a disaster, but also with coping with the disaster. Physical stressors. The symptoms associated with physical stressors are tremors, nervousness, insomnia, difficulty concentrating, startle easily, upset stomach, and diarrhea. This is all with the coping process of dealing with a disaster. The recovery phase. There is a need for public health officials to develop a more strategic disaster preparedness plan, educating communities by having town hall meetings, disaster management drills, or ways that can help improve the response times to disasters. Community awareness fairs in areas that are most impacted with the least amount of resources. Provide literature to register for 211 disaster assistance registry. These are just ways to be prepared to respond quickly to recovery and mitigation to do it better for the next disaster. Protection during recovery and cleanup phase. Wearing masks when the air quality is poor. Hand hygiene is essential. Hand washing, hand sanitizing, boiling water. Only drinking bottled water. Do not eat spoiled food. Throw out any rotten food in bulging cans. Preventing mold exposure by removing items with mold buildup or the potential to accumulate mold. Wearing protective clothing, gloves, rubber boots to clean up sewage. Vaccinating for tetanus, pre or post disaster would be good to protect against contracting tetanus if there are any cuts or puncture that may be exposed to contaminated water. Tetanus shots are usually every 10 years. Avoid being bitten by mosquitoes. Use repellent with DEET. Mosquitoes are vector-borne and they carry bacteria and infections that can be passed on to us. So all these precautions will help as you go through the process of recovering and cleaning up post a disaster. Thank you for watching my presentation. There's a post test to be completed once you have done watching, and the references are listed below. And I hope you have enjoyed and learned something from this presentation. Thank you.